Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. I am Wasim Anwar from Lahore, Pakistan. We are yet again back with an exciting and informative series of interviews, starting with one of the most dynamic, handsome men in ONPASSIVE who look like Hollywood hero, and most important, we always see a very pleasant smile in his face. You all must have seen him on webinars and events, especially a recent awesome event he conducted in UK. I will must also discuss about that event with him. A man who possesses ample knowledge and carry a vision of bringing a change in the lives of people. One thing I most like about him, he's very humble and always responds of any query very politely. He's known by Mr. Q&A on passive. His leadership council from United Kingdom. We are lucky enough to get his learning and experiences. He's none other than Mr. Richard Redfern from UK. Sir, we cordially welcome. You are here.
Thank you so much, Wasim. Good to be here, and in the presence of some great leaders as well from Pakistan. You really are doing a great job heading them all up there, and it's a privilege to be here, and hopefully I will do you proud.
Sir, I would like to appreciate you whenever I see you in different webinars and interviews. You are always with your family. You have equally divided your time, not only for the ONPASSIVE, but also for the family. We always see your lovely wife, Jane ma'am. So we like to see this. This is very positive aspect of your life. I love it. And other important aspect which I would like to mention, you always builds a very good patience, especially question answer session. Listening is an art. Everybody can't listen at the time, but you listen the founders very attentively and carefully, and you answer them in very loving way. I really love it, sir.
Thank you so much. They say that the best speakers are the ones that say the least. And part of that knack is to listen to what other people have got to say. And I'm always very mindful of other people's opinions, what they have to say. And even if the questions are repetitive, it takes no effort and no time to be respectful to other people and what they're asking. I do try my hardest to understand that when people are asking questions, for them, it's the first time. So I do give it my best attention to make sure that I am polite, courteous, and above all, answer the question with honesty. One thing's for sure, if I don't know, I will always say I don't know. As far as my family is concerned, I'm lucky in the aspect that my two children, Philippa and Claire, have left home now and they've got their own lives. We have two grandchildren. And I do try and spend as much time as I possibly can with them. And obviously, you know, I do like to spend as much time as possible with ONPASSIVE, but family is always first. And that is the bottom line for me. If there is a family occasion, then I will be going to that rather than doing something with ONPASSIVE, because at the end of the day, isn't this why we are doing ONPASSIVE? We are in ONPASSIVE to make our lives better for ourselves and our families. So it's important as well not to disregard your families whilst you are building the ONPASSIVE empire for yourself. And luckily, I have Jane, my wife, alongside me. She's becoming much more prominent now, and that's her wish. That's something she wants to do. We have a Monday, in fact, we just came off it now, where we have a bit of a Q&A, Monday Fun Day with Red and Jane, to get to know us a little bit more. It's not going to be forever, maybe a couple more weeks. But we want to do this so that you see the real us, as they say in England, warts and all. You know, I think it's very important to be transparent in any business that you are doing. And part of the transparency is answering questions about us.
Great, sir. You both look beautiful together, sir. We love you, sir. First of all, sir, I want to know your actual name. Sometime we see that your name Redfern, in back of is Richard Redfern. So I want to know your actual name.
Okay, that's a good question, actually. My real name, my birth name is Richard Redfern. But since I was probably about 3, I've been called Red. And that comes obviously from my surname, Redfern. And it's a nickname I've had all through my childhood, all through my army days and beyond. The reason that it's Richard in the back office
So,
is because, as we all know, part of the account and the NDAs and moving forward to do the KYC, it has to have your legal name on it. So that's why, as far as my account is concerned, it will say Richard. But I answer to most things, to be honest. Redfern is my preferred title. But if you want to call me Richard, you have to say it in quite a stern voice, because the only people that call me Richard is my parents, and when they do, I know I'm in trouble. So
sir, your both
that's
name beautiful, sir. Your both name
thank
beautiful,
you.
sir. Sir, we see the two countries name with the UK and Ireland. Basically, originally from where we from, or UK or Ireland?
No, I'm originally from the UK. The reason we have UK and Ireland is because the United Kingdom, okay, is the collective of Great Britain, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Okay, that's the United Kingdom, but also Ireland itself is its own country. And the reason we say UK and Ireland is because we're next door to each other. We're the same language speaking countries, and we want to combine the two countries together as far as building ONPASSIVE. And that's why we have our Facebook page called UK and Ireland.
Great, great, sir. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself? Where have you been working throughout these years? What is your expertise? You told a little bit about you belong from army background, but we want to know from you.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I was raised with my parents in the hospitality trade. We had pubs and restaurants, and when I was 16, there's a trade show in London called Hotel Olympia, and in the early 80s, which it was in fact late 70s, this is where, if you're in the hospitality trade, you went to buy things, meet other people who are in the trade. And every year I used to go with my parents. And the one year I went just with my dad, and it was at the time when I just left school, and I was looking around to see what I was going to do next. I was attending college to do some extracurricular activities, and my dad had gone off to see some friends, and I sat and watched a competition. And this competition lasted about an hour and a half, and it turned out that a guy from the Army Catering Corps won it. And I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool. I could actually do that. I've always been good at art, and not too bad at cooking as well. My parents are very good cooks. So when we both left that, I said to my dad, he's Army as well, and my grandfather was Army. My father was a captain in the REME, and my grandfather was a full colonel. He did the whole of the North Africa campaign in World War II, and he was away from my parents for, I think, 8.5 years in total. So during the time apart, my dad was growing up, he never saw his dad for 8.5 years, from the age of, I think, 12 through to his late teens. Anyway, I said to my dad that I want to join the army. And so I went to selection at Colchester, and that was a 3-day selection. And I passed that with flying colours, and I could have joined anything, but I wanted to join the catering corps, which I got into. And then 2 years later, I ended up doing the same competition as the one I watched when I first had the idea of joining, and I won the gold medal, the same as that Army chef did. And then I did 10 years in the Army Catering Corps, doing various roles, instructing, teaching. I left that, went back to my parents' hotel, where I worked for 6 years. I was also a retained fireman in our village for that period of time as well. And then with Jane, we took over our own pub in a place called Clifton upon Team, and we were there for 6 years. And then we left there and we went and ran at a Masonic Hall of all places, and we were there 11 years. And then we moved over to Spain, and we had our own business over there for another 11 years. We sold that last year, and we just come back to the UK. So that, in a nutshell, is my working career. And at the moment, I am full-time with ONPASSIVE, doing what I do.
Great, sir. Great, sir. Sir, me too, from forces family. My father was in Air Force. He's retired from Air Force, and my brother-in-law is retired from Army Colonel. So currently, I'm living in Army area in Lahore, Pakistan. Great, sir.